Don't blink, just think. Welcome to Pain Inc. This is a segment called Poetry in Motion of the new website, inkofpain.com. Once again, inkofpain.com. Check it out. Now, Kemo, out of Port Arthur, Texas. Now, Port Arthur, Texas, resides right here in the H.
Yes, sir.
In the H. Okay, Kemo, tell me a little bit about yourself. Where you from? Where you been? What you been through? And what impact has Port Arthur put on your life?
Oh man, Port Arthur is me, man. Port Arthur made me, bro. It's like, just to get into the quick, everybody. I went to California,
Yes, sir.
in
I want you to elaborate on the California deal.
Yeah, and so once I got to California, I did some things, and people probably heard some stuff about me, and I came back here a couple of times. But fast forward, after getting in some trouble, doing some time and this and that, I came home.
Yes, sir.
And some of my friends was introducing me to their friend. Hey, this is my homeboy Kemo from Cali. I'm like, man, I ain't from California. I've always been from Port Arthur. You know what I'm saying? So, and Port Arthur is what made me survive Los Angeles, because Los Angeles in the 80s, it was like a war zone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I got dropped in the middle of it. I just imagine coming from Woodrow, Edison, Lincoln, TJ, and getting dropped into a school that, has police in the school. You playing football with somebody, and the next day you find out that the person that was your fullback is dead. Grown people coming, so Port Arthur and my...
When did you leave Port Arthur?
I left Port Arthur in the ninth grade. When I was like 15. My mom got remarried, and me and my stepdad wasn't seeing eye to eye, and a lot of my family was in in Los Angeles, so I kind of technically ran away. My brother brought me out there, and I just never came back.
Mm-hmm.
But once I got in trouble and I got out of trouble, I realized I needed to go home.
Get back.
And so, when I came home, Port Arthur accepted me with open arms. I had, jobs, the refinery. A lot of people talk about it, but that refinery, lets you have a good life, good living. So that's one of the things when I see people not working in Port Arthur, I can't understand it.
Yeah, I understand that part. Yeah, I just don't think they look for it.
They're not looking. Yeah. I come back with a record, and I hit the streets running.
Yeah,
we never stop.
That's it.
But the reason Port Arthur, we fought. We did a lot of fighting growing up, and we knew right from wrong, and I think that's what made me survive. In Los Angeles. The ability to protect myself and to not have that fear, but to also know that the difference between right and wrong, respecting my elders and, not trying to hurt nobody. Because I always remember my daddy said that if you can't help nobody, the best you can do is not hurt them.
There you go.
So if you live your life trying your best not to hurt anybody, then you're good.
Mm-hmm.
And, but yeah.
With that being said, already from the PA to the LA and back to PA.
And back to PA.
Now, how within all that, how does that affect and inspire your poetry, your music, your writing?
I guess I could break the ice. I could do something for you that'll kind of sum it up.
Hey, that's fine. We're cool with that.
Yeah, my voice kind of cracking. I'm nervous, so, because he got me out
my
element. He said he was gonna do it. Now, the rap part of this came out when I was 16, 17 years old in LA. Posse on Broadway was out.
Yeah.
Never had a hook, because this was a long rap. I moved back home, and then the hook came to me because I'm from PA. So it goes. I come from PA, that's where I stay. LA is where I play, but I be dirty south until the day I die. I could be slanging yay across the SA, no matter where I play, I'm claiming PA.
There you go. Yeah. All right. Hey, it's up to you. Hey, man, you are poetry in motion, bro. You are poetry in motion right now.
Let us think and say. I'm cruising across the nation and looking for a home, just like a hungry dog looking for a soup bone. But every place I went, I could get no respect, cause I was busy selling drugs and taking people's checks. When they came up on the street and yelled out Kemo D, I threw up both my hands and said, yo player, that is me. With the beeper in my pocket, the dope up in my sack. My homies on the corner, trip by 7 in my back. Now I just named everything a dope dealer's needing. You're capping off rounds while the enemy's bleeding. But one thing I forgot, and that one thing is game. If you play your cards right, you'll be headed straight for fame. With a heart that's made of stone, fist is made of lead, determination in your heart, and all perpetrators dead. I'm living in LA, the life of the fast, and I'm very proud to say that is now in the past. Cause I finally found this place, a place for me to chill, a place that's kinda quiet, but at times it's kinda ill. And if you're looking for me, I'll be very proud to say that my name's Kemo D, and I come from the small town called PA.
I see on Broadway. I see how you roll.
Yeah.
I see the flow. Yeah, I see the flow of it. Yeah,
the other two verses.
on Broadway.
The two verses. It just tells the whole story about,
For sure. I get it.
But that kind of gives you an idea of the mixture that is had with my poetry, my music, or my creativity.
Exactly. Now, who's your biggest artistic influence?
My biggest artistic influence, that's kind of hard.
Just a roundabout here. Yeah.
Now, growing up, one of my favorite rap groups was X-Clan.
Yeah.
Okay, as far as the way I am, Shirley Caesar, Stevie Wonder, Run DMC, and lyricists, it had to be Rakim.
For sure. One of the raws right there.
So Rakim would have to be.
And that's one thing I give the East Coast rappers, man. You gotta give the East Coast rappers from Philly, Chi-Town, New York, or whatever. They are storytellers.
Yeah,
I give them that. Out here we kind of shorten our lingo is a little short.
Yeah.
Whatever. But they tell a whole story within their rap or whatever, especially back then.
Yeah, but I hear what I've seen. What we did is what people can't emulate is the fact that we put soul into it.
Yeah.
And we took like the rhythm and blues music and the jazz music and all that. We put it together and put a flow to it that nobody can emulate, especially when you became.
Yeah. No doubt.
Because Pimp, I didn't know him. You know what I mean? Because he was a little younger than me and stuff like that. But the way they put the music together.
Well, he did come with that R&B.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The Isley Brothers type.
The Isley Brothers
put all that in there.
Yeah.
And then flow, and then when you got it in your car and you were beating it, I was locked up and most of that stuff was going down when I came back home. That's when I really got into it. I heard about it, because I'm, in Cali, I'm proud of anything from PA, but when I got home, man, boys, kind of wish I wouldn't have left, because we probably would have been in some things together. But,
for sure. So now, with that being said, or whatever, UGK, the Southern Sound, that kind of inspires you to get into it, into it a little bit more?
Well, I think I've always had it in me because, I've been making songs and writing songs since I was 11 years old.
Yeah.
And I just, like I said, I don't want to just put it all on me, but it's the spirit that the Lord put in me to just always be able to create something that I felt. I can't be a storyteller. I can't tell stories, but I can't make up something and then create it.
I agree on that. I have to know it. I have to feel it. Exactly. I have to live it.
Exactly.
For me to tell you something about it. I get you on that.
So I can't, if I was to do everything that I can actually remember, I can actually remember, it'll tell you a story of who I am and what I've been through. Throughout life.
For sure.
You'll see the change from some of the things I used to rap about to what I rap and write about now. So it's mainly right now everything I create is more on a spiritual realm. But it's still going to be real because I can't forget where I came from or who I am. Yeah. And I'll use who I am and where I came from to reach out to people and say, you don't know what I'm talking about, man. Whatever you're doing, bro, I promise you, I did it on a larger level.
I did that. So now, with that being said right there, in our black community, you think like what we're doing right here, right now, if more black young men express themselves more, maybe the violence, the
Oh, most
the
definitely.
shooting, the robbing and everything, maybe that would decrease a little bit instead of just being so contained up and just letting it explode in the streets. Man, put it on paper, put it on wax, you know, do something, be positive with it.
Yeah, and then also don't put on wax what you're going through now, because that's going to keep you stuck where you are. There's a group right now called Coast Contra, and they calling out all the rappers. If you ain't listen to them, listen to them. They calling them out because they teaching positivity. They ain't really teaching, but they rapping positivity. And they telling you about yourself. All y'all want to rap about is jewels, you know, cars. And most of the time, when you started off, you got your videos, you was renting this stuff. You know what I mean? You probably was in the game.
Once again, you're lying.
Yeah, you probably was in the game, but why you want to? I don't want to teach my kid to do what I was doing. Now, I never lied to him. I told him, my baby, I just told him, that I was locked up. It bothered him. He was like, Mom, Dad, what you chilling? You know? But you not going there. There's no earthly reason that I didn't have a reason to go. Yeah. But I'm making sure that you don't go, and I'm not emulating that. I'm not going to emulate the fact that I was slinging. I'm not emulating the fact that I had a lot of money. I'm not emulating the fact that because all that was taken away when they locked me up. When I came home, I ain't had nothing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So if they start to rap about what they want to be, if they're gonna tell a story about your dreams. There you go. Tell a story about what you want to be. Yeah. Don't tell a story about what you're going through right now. And you can use a piece of that to let people know, but don't glorify it. Don't glorify it. So I do believe that if the industry and the rappers and the artists start talking more about women having Airbnbs and selling their own products, other than every video. If we go on Instagram right now, you flip over, almost all of them going to turn around and have their ass up. Going to have their ass up. And like that's their main asset. Instead of turning around and smiling at me and showing me you reading the book or showing me the things that you're doing, they want to use their assets. That's going to leave. I mean, there's very few women that's going to hold that body in the 60s and 70s. Some will, especially being black with your jeans, you will, but don't use that as your stepping stone to get up somewhere, because when you do decide to change later on in life, that's all they're going to throw back at you.
For sure. So now, what motivates you to create?
Well, lately I hadn't been, but you motivated me. I can tell you one thing.
Everybody need a kick in the ass.
Yeah, everybody need a kick in the ass. It's my spirituality right now. Yes. Is what's motivating me, and to try and do things. I'm like preaching to the choir. I need to get it out there.
There you go.
Like a lot of the stuff that when I told you I was trying to figure out what I'm going to do here tonight, I just put it in God's hands because, I knew I was going to do, PA. And then there was Fast Forward to the Future. And then there's also Trinity of Power, and if I was able to do those, I would like to, because this is an opportunity for people to get an idea of who I am. There's many more facets of who I am, but what I just did from the PA part, that tells you, I sold dope, I did that, I'm from PA. Yeah. But then from that point, like I told you, words are written from a black man straight off the front porch. Yeah. So I think I'll do Fast Forward to the Future.
There you go.
Got to say enough.
Yes, sir. All right. So you good poetry in motion.
There was a place called Unicorn, and that's when I found out that when I say this is slavery, because they was working us and we was making armatures for the military, and they was paying me 15 cents an hour, but they was charging like $20 an hour for my work. So I was like, this is slavery. And the guy was like, you a slave? I was like, no, I'm not. It was like, I say, slavery was abolished. He said, yeah, slavery was abolished unless otherwise incarcerated. He said, you are otherwise incarcerated. Mm-hmm. And so I'm sitting next to this guy. He had never really been around black people. Grew up in the Montana mountains. Said he was supposed to be superior. That's what his parents told him. So we ended up getting cool throughout the years. And so that's where it starts from. The year was 1996. And here I sit next to the seat of the overseer. And I ask myself, is this really my friend? Or have the social injustices of times past fallen upon me once again? They may ask, are you prejudiced? And I'll say that I think not, because I have love for my fellow man. But the love that burns inside of me cannot blind from the sight of my third eye the burning crosses of the Klan. Yes, the Night Riders have made the impact upon me, even though they have long since passed. Which just goes to show that the social injustices that may be done to a people can sometimes be built to last. But I shall fast forward to the future and pray that there I will find no color lines. But as I stand here today and I rewind, I find that it is hard to stay colorblind. Because ever since birth, I have been a part of this global rainbow, and I have found that the lights and shades have gotten made, and I ask myself, is this right? And the human that's within me screams out no. For no man should live the life of a man that has no roots, because history has shown that this man will seek his identity in gold and pinstripe suits. So I say, why should the African American be ashamed to claim their true origin? Maybe it's because through centuries of subliminal messages, they have been taught that it is bad to have dark skin. But if you opened your eyes, you would see that tall, dark, and handsome are the things to be. So I'm gonna stand here dark and stand here proud, because I know that the ultraviolet rays that often prey on them, they ain't got no effect on me. Because I come from the earth, Mother Earth, and she is called Mother for a reason. Because no matter what damages the lights and shades may bring, she will give birth throughout all seasons. So stand proud, Mother Earth, and give birth to this soldier that shall fight this urban war. And I shall fast forward to the future and pray that this racial implosion is no more. Salam.
There you go. Poetry in motion, baby. I'm talking about.